So going to the basic stroke on the drum, after we get the fingers sensitive to the motion of the stick up here in the air with air drumming, whether it's the French grip or more of a matched German grip, we bring this down to the drum, and it's a combination of that finger flexibility, a little motion here in the wrist, a little arm motion to and from the drum. It's a very combined sort of stroke. Some people call it a balanced stroke, sometimes called an integrated stroke. Most important thing is you just do it. It's like bouncing a ball. You throw the ball down, it bounces back. You move your hand in that motion, and all this stuff is going on, and you get a nice open sound. The whole principle is to get the stroke and the mallet to the drum head, let it naturally rebound off without any resistance on your part. And this is where, rather than starting just with your strong hand, your dominant hand, and then going over after a while to your weak hand and trying that, this is where we can use cloning or the mirroring principle that we talked about in snare drum, where both hands do the same thing together and your weaker non-dominant hand learns from your dominant side. So we could start out with a nice open interval like a fifth, which will set off a harmonic if you have that, and just bounce a ball. You just sort of play quarter notes and watch, do an inventory, look at your hands. This is a great place to use a mirror. Put a mirror in front of you and just practice bouncing the ball, getting a nice open sound. Both hands together. And then you can start to separate out the hands. You could do an exercise that keeps one hand constant and then alternates, something as simple as this. So the right hand's always the same. It shouldn't change. Same with the left hand. Now, if when you're doing this, you happen to notice when you alternate the hands, something happens that looks like this. Of course, as soon as we alternate and that changes, that's not what we want to develop. Then you can add later on more lift if you want a lighter sound, or actually play more into the drum for a darker sound. More lift, or more into the drum. And they'll change the sound of the instrument slightly for personal taste or maybe style and type of music you're playing.